Welcome to my channel JJK Reactions, where we will be covering the mangas all the way back from the beginning while giving some insight wherever I can. Okay, let's jump right into it. The chapter begins with first main character being introduced as Megumi Fushiguro, who is a Jujutsu sorcerer. He is being told to not come back until he recovers an item, and that it should be easy. Let's cover real quick what a Jujutsu sorcerer is. These are individuals secretly trained and employed by the government in Japan to defend humanity from cursed spirits. As the series goes on, we will meet more of these characters. Now we are at a school where we meet first-year student Yuji Itadori along with his second-year classmates Sasaki and Iguchi, who are members of the Occult Research Club and are about to start playing on a Ouija board before another classmate, who they call Mr. Worm, barges in and starts to grill them about not submitting their club's activity report. Mr. Worm wants them out, but they explain that their club is investigating the mysterious sickness of some students who used a rugby field and other related incidents surrounding the field. The loser-faced Mr. Worm then counters saying that ticks were the reason and then proceeds to tell them they are a member short of the 3-person minimum since Itadori is already on the track and field team, and how he rewrote Itadori's application. Next we see Megumi arrive at the rugby field, and he believes that there may be a cursed spirit at the school. We are going to skip the next few slides since all that is happening is Itadori versing his gym teacher to see if he can remove him from the application, which he wins with his absurd strength, while Megumi watches along. Then we see Itadori run past Megumi. Megumi feels the cursed energy he was following drift away in the direction of Itadori, but he was too fast with classmates comparing him to a car, which is insane. If you're still watching, drop a like and subscribe, as doing so will help grow our channel and allow us to make more of these cool videos for you. Itadori then goes to visit his grandmother, who is in the hospital literally on death's door. Yuji really doesn't want to hear what his gramps has to say about his parents. This interaction with his grandfather is important because it will build a big base of Yuji's character development in the series. When he tells him that he is strong, that he should help people, this will stick with him forever. He doesn't want him to end up alone like him. These words will both make him stronger and hinder him in the process. After these words, his gramps dies, and we see Yuji holding his tears back and calling it in. The nurse checks on him to make sure that he is okay, while filling out hospital paperwork and telling her that he really doesn't know how to feel. We then see Megumi arriving on the scene. Megumi presents himself as being from Jujutsu High School and telling him that the cursed object he has is very dangerous. Meanwhile, Yuji is thinking, who the heck is this guy, while my gramps just died, and the nurse in the back in gossip mode. Megumi shows him a picture of the cursed object. Yuji tells him he would give it back, but his friends like it. Megumi explains what a curse is and how they work, how they're formed, and the dangers they pose. He also tells him that the one that he has is a special grade, which is just extremely dangerous compared to others. Yuji hands it back, but it's empty, with Megumi believing he followed the residual cursed on energy of the box. After hounding him, Yuji tells him that his friends were going to peel the seal tonight at school, with Megumi telling Itadori his friends are in deep shit. We're now at the school where Yuji's friends were trying to peel off the seal, but couldn't. Reminds me of that one guy at the baseball game. The seal suddenly falls off, and to their shock, it reveals a human finger. They start to question whether it's real, as all of a sudden, we see a huge weird portal with monsters coming out of it. Still don't know why anyone would be doing this in the first place. Megumi and Yuji are racing to the school to attempt to save his friends from being cooked and to retrieve the cursed object. Regular people with no cursed energy should not be able to peel off the seal. Yuji doesn't get what it means to be cursed. Back at the school, Iguchi is scared shitless from a monster she saws. Sasaki walks up to her with a cursed spirit wrapped around his head, and then Megumi arrives and uses his technique called Divine Dogs, which summons wolves. Yuji is outside peeing his pants, scared of death and the ominous sensation he gets from the school. He then starts to think about death and compares what he is facing now to what his grandfather faced in his battle with sickness, and he ends up thinking about his grandpa's final words. Inside the school, Megumi and his dogs are running around until they ultimately find Yuji's friend being sucked in by a cursed spirit, looking super BDSM by the way. Fushiguro thinks that the cursed spirit might be trying to swallow the cursed object, but then out of nowhere, after he stopped peeing his pants, homeboy Itadori comes flying out of nowhere through a glass window. Who knows how high up they were, but that doesn't matter. He rips his friends away from the cursed spirit. The calm and collected Megumi gives Itadori his props for what he did. Itadori asks Megumi about his dogs, and Megumi explains that they are his shikigami, which are part of his technique. Normally someone like Itadori would not be able to see them, but since they are somewhere with so much cursed energy that allowed it to happen. With the finger in hand now, Megumi tells Itadori that the finger is special grade cursed object Ryomen Sukuna, or at least part of it. Then suddenly from the roof, a cursed spirit comes down. Megumi pushes Itadori out of the way and tells him to run, but gets caught himself. He tries to attack it, but the cursed spirit tosses him like a rag doll through a wall outside of the building, as we can see the dogs start to disappear. We see Megumi fly out the window and land on the floor like a fly. The Shikigami's time ran out. He is hurt, and he is starting to feel lightheaded. Yuji then joins the battle, showing his incredible raw strength for a human with no cursed energy. He refers to his grandfather's words as a curse, and continues to fight the cursed spirit by dodging and jumping to evade its attacks. Megumi, who is watching the fight on the sidelines, is quick to point out that you need cursed energy to be a cursed spirit, as Megumi basically points out that Itadori fighting the spirit is suicide. Yuji questions why the spirit wants the finger. When Megumi tells him it's to become stronger, Yuji came up with an idea. The bright idea, to eat the finger that the spirit wanted to gain cursed energy to be able to exorcise the spirit and save his friends. What he did not know is that would bring forth Ryomen Sukuna, the curse that was locked in that finger, to bring out Megumi's worst possible scenario possible. Yuji's body starts to change with symbols and tattoos. We then see the personality of Ryomen Sukuna and the happiness of being brought forth to ultimately massacre everyone. With this, the chapter ends. Thanks for watching.